About India and Mr. Modi, there is a view among certain institutions, maybe even sections of the Western press, that look, while he's great for the economy and India is the fastest growing large economy and so on and so forth, there is this whole narrative about democratic backslide and freedoms being under threat. Yeah. I'm sure it was there when you were in office as well. What would you say to that narrative, having interacted with Mr. Modi himself and members of his cabinet in the 4 years that you were in office?
You know, it's interesting because that narrative of, what did you describe it as, backslide?
Democratic backsliding.
Is the headline in the New York Times today about if President Trump were to be reelected, democracy is at an end. So just, you should know, I have a view on these things. No, my observation was indeed uniquely different from that. My observation was about an India moving radically forward in all the most central areas. We don't get it right in the United States every day either on these same set of issues. I was deeply aware of this. What we ask is progress, and you know, we put religious freedom at the very top of the list of things we talked about. We spent a lot less time talking about climate change and a lot more time talking about religious freedom at our embassies around the world. I'm sure that's true for the embassy here today. You'll get it right. I'm confident you all will get it right. You will demand that your democracy be defended and protected. And when your leaders don't, you'll upbraid them. You'll bring them back to the place that you want them to be. And so I didn't observe this. And you asked, did I see this when I was there? I didn't observe this backsliding of which you speak. I give one other thought about the way we approached the internal policies of other nations, most especially for democracies. Less true for authoritarian regimes. But for democracies, we acknowledge that this is tough stuff, that the political fighting that takes place amongst political parties, amongst political actors inside of political parties. I was a congressman. I'm perfectly attuned to that. We should welcome that. This is to be encouraged. This exchange of ideas, this political space to express one's view is vitally important. So when I see that take place in India, and I see one party saying, oh, and another, I think, you know, this is the best of our tradition. And I certainly experienced that when I observed it from my time in office as well. I must say it's one of the things I regret about what happened just last week in the United States, where we had a senior United States senator go to the floor of the Senate and speak about another democracy, Israel, and suggest that the Israeli people needed to change out their leader. Wow. That is Senator Schumer asked for regime change in Israel. That's really quite something to me. It's in my view deeply inconsistent with the American tradition about how we respect our fellow democratic peers around the world. We should honor their traditions. They'll choose paths that are different than ours in many cases. But man, I have confidence in the Indian people in ways that apparently Senator Schumer doesn't in the Israeli people.